Bristol, and I am trying out for the first time the brand new ARCA cars. I know there's been a million videos about them already, but this is the first time I've been in the car, and actually the first time I've even turned on my computer all week because of how horrendously busy I have been. It has been insane. Not super fun, but finally in here, ready to try out the ARCA car here. We're unofficial ARCA at Bristol, so you know it's going to be just excellent. I'm not going to qualify. We're just going to see what we can get, see if we can survive the full 50 laps and not burn off the right front. Based on my first impressions here, it feels like it's very familiar, like the old ARCA car, but it just feels tighter, like it has more aero grip, but it feels a lot tighter. Like I am not getting loose at all here at Bristol, and you know, ARCA, how it used to be at the short tracks with the old car, it was loose, especially on corner exit. And also, they've got something messed up with the damage. I slammed the wall on in practice going like 120 miles an hour and got 0 damage. And also the practice I was in, it was just wall ride city. Everyone was just full throttle into the wall, out of the corner and middle of the corner, and losing no time, actually gaining like 4 or 5 tenths doing it. So some tweaking needs to be done with that. But otherwise, once we get into official, where that's not going to be quite as big of a problem, I think it'll be fun. I don't know if it'll be as fun. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it as much as the old car, but we'll just have to see if we can get some good long runs. Obviously, with no cautions, I think tire wear is going to really come into play still. That is one good thing, that tire wear seems to be a very big deal, the cars being as tight as they are. And maybe in the first season we'll get different setups that are a little bit looser or tweaked slightly to make it turn a little bit better, but just plowing on both ends of the track. And like I said, this is the first time I've even turned on my computer, so this is the only track I've tried. And I gotta say, when I watched the feature preview video that iRacing put out on YouTube, they did some laps at Bristol in a small portion of that video, and I thought it looked completely different. Like, it seems like the transitions in and out of the corner look so much smoother than the version before they updated it. Doesn't it look so much different? It just seems so different to me. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. The track seems wider and like smoother transition in and out of the corners. And obviously the wall got a different paint job, I believe. Black and white instead of, what did they have it before the update? Red and white, probably? Before that it was all black for a while, or all white. They've changed it many times, obviously, but I think it's crazy how much different it looks, but still, you know it's Bristol, and you can tell that this is Bristol. It seems like it's just an optical illusion, or it's just all in my head. It seems like there's less banking, and it's just smoother all the way around, but obviously it doesn't drive like that, and that's not the reality of it, but that's just the way it looks. I don't know what they changed with it. Maybe the color of the concrete's slightly different, like slightly aged different. I don't know. I think that the yellow line back on the inside, like old school Bristol, is a recent addition back onto the track over the last couple years, so that could have some things to do with it as well. And that is all there is for qualifying. But we are going to see how this race goes. And see if we can survive. We're going to be starting 17th. We also have Warren in here. At least we got somebody in here we know. He's starting at the back as well. 14.5. Obviously, you can't wall ride in qualifying because it'll just negate the lap. So nothing there. But they, in my practice, they were doing 14.2s, just full throttling the corners. Like, it was ridiculous. But we'll go out here. We'll see if we get the classic new content, make my computer crash stuff that we usually get with iRacing these days.
Plenty of fuel to finish the race.
I forgot to show off the paint scheme. You kind of saw it at the beginning. Wow, that is a high strength of field. If we qualified, we might have been starting 17th. But yeah, cars look really good. Obviously, just the Gen 6 bodies. And I was really hoping we'd get the Fusion, the Ford Fusion. Really, really hoping instead of the Mustang. But just slight disappointment with that. It doesn't really matter that much. They all drive the same. I was thinking about getting the Chevy SS instead of the Mustang, but I figured almost everyone would buy the Chevy.
Still waiting on 2 cars to grid.
But the Fusion, I know this is just all what they currently run, but they still run the Fusion, I think, a few teams. But the Fusion body style would match the noses of the Chevy SS and the Camry that they have, like 2014 era. And also, I really like the way the Fusion looks. I think it looks way better than this version of the Mustang, and I owned a 2014 Fusion in real life for many years, so I'm partial to that. But not a huge deal. And we got digital dash now, which is crazy to see on a car like this. They just slammed each other on pit road there, but the cars pretty much have damage turned off. 5 cars not moving. Okay, here we go. 50 laps here at Bristol. Will we survive?
All right, man. Line up on the inside.
Don't know.
Pit road is closed.
Also with the new car, I'm sure you've seen, you can turn the brake bias way down. I think 50% is the new low. But watching Nick do some hosted races, people were spinning, just getting on braking, having it cranked all the way down. So I'm just gonna keep it at 60 like I was in the old car, and we'll tweak down from there and just see how it feels. I know these cars are a lot tighter, so some less brake bias would actually probably do us some good middle of the corner. I wonder, is there still a 3% limit on the adjustment in car, or can you go all the way down? Okay, still just at 3%. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. That's something we wanted to make sure of. We're learning as we go here. Also, the setup they have in this, really short gears, so that outside lane is just not very good, I found. I couldn't really run it, but I wasn't wall riding, of course, so who knows. But I'm just going to stick to the yellow line, see if we can keep the right front on it.
The pace car is in.
If we don't get wrecked.
Green, green, green.
Not a great start for us.
Outside. All clear.
This is like a 4,600 strength of field, so not sure how much speed we're going to get. Looks like not very much, but maybe over the long run our tires are going to be a little bit better. Maybe not. I did like a 20 lap run in practice, and my right front was 93 and my left front hit this lap for more fuel. Left front was a 91. We can make it on fuel, right? No, we cannot. Why not? Why didn't they put enough fuel in the car? This is fixed setup, isn't it? I don't know. We're just going to go until we run out, I guess. See everyone just plowing the wall on exit because there's literally no consequence to it. You don't lose any speed. In fact, you probably gain speed, and you don't get damaged, so what's the point? That could be why 2Xs are so easy to get on this thing, just by scraping the wall. Maybe they're using that as the deterrent instead of like hurting the car or losing a bunch of momentum. We got a big wreck here. Guy behind me was ready to full throttle it. We found Warren. We're just going to keep it rolling down here.
Wait.
Just going to get this 12 past us because I don't care to hold him up. I'm probably not quick enough to do so anyway. And he's just slamming the wall. Yeah, cars look really good, but when cars in front of you are doing that and bouncing sideways off the wall and not losing any speed, doesn't look very good. Doesn't look very realistic. So hopefully that's something iRacing addresses. We'll see if we can pass Warren on the outside. We complete the pass. I would have bought the Camry, I think. Except for some reason, the digital dash in those is shifted way off to the left instead of just being in the middle. Which I thought was very strange. I guess whatever they scanned had that kind of configuration. I can't imagine teams couldn't just move that to the center whenever they built the car or whatever, set it up, considering it's just a screen. I don't know. We're up to P12, dodging a big wreck and then a little smaller wreck before that. Are we okay on fuel? Oh yeah, we're okay on fuel. I was looking at remaining gallons and seeing 18 gallons and thought that was 18 laps. I think that's what I saw. We're fine on fuel. Trying to look at that and race at Bristol at the same time when you don't have a lot of time before you have to slow down for the next corner. So yeah, we're fine on fuel. Warren falling off from us, but he may be protecting his right front a lot better. I wonder what car number I would have in this split if it was an official race with this high of a strength of field. Not sure. We may be around 12th, number 12. Whoops. But yeah, my first reactions here is Bristol looks great. Races like Bristol, like you'd expect. The car, the ARCA cars look great, these new ARCA cars. Just look like the Gen 6s with a little bit of extra details in certain places. They sound, I think it's the exact same sound as the old car. Driving, it's very tight, and it's just something you're gonna have to get used to, I suppose.
Got one outside. Still there.
Also, the damage needs work,
Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
and the wall riding.
Stay low.
Hopefully, I think there'll be a patch or two
Stay low.
before the season starts, or right at the start of the season. Maybe that'll address some of these things, or maybe not. I expect, honestly, probably not. But high tire wear is a good thing. A lot of people think it's not, but having high tire wear is a good thing. That means that gives you the ability to save the tires. It puts the ability to save tires in the driver's hands instead of it just being, well, you don't even have to worry about abusing the tires, like in some cases. But if there's high tire wear, that gives you the opportunity to back it down and save and potentially be quicker than some people long run that you wouldn't otherwise be quicker than. Which is the case for me in most of my races. I just can save tires a little bit and can sometimes finish ahead of where I'm supposed to. That's kind of how I got to this iRating, really. Because I'm not a hot lapper. I'm not out here running blazing laps, and almost never the fastest car on track in any situation when you put me on fresh tires, but long run and being there at the end
Got one outside.
is my stronger suit. 12 car must be hurting on his right front. Warren has caught back up as well. He must be much better on the tire than we are right now. I've had to hold it down low a few times, which has hurt me.
Got one outside.
And it's going to be a long time before we're able to pass the 12, if we're able at all, because he can just hold that outside no matter what his tire situation is, and hitting the wall is not going to slow him down, so doesn't matter. We're just going to try and roll the bottom, see if we can't clear him one of these days. Car is really plowing out of turn 4 here with this setup and whatever the weather they got is. Alright, we clear. Should be able to actually clear out of this corner. And we do. Got that done cleanly. Could have been more aggressive probably and got it done quicker, which would have been better for everybody, but I'm not good at that. Just run my line, get it done when we get it done. Try not to plow up into them or into the wall. Got 20 laps to go, or a little bit less. Leader's on the F3 behind us, but he's 5 seconds back. Got a big group of cars ahead of us. Warren just got around the 12. He lost a little bit of time when they were side by side, but I imagine he'll be able to catch back up here pretty quick. We're catching the 88, it looks like. We're also into 9th. This has not been too bad of a race. I don't know what they're doing up ahead of me. They may be wall riding, but what we've seen, it hasn't been that big of a deal. We've tapped the wall a few times, but unintentionally, of course. And that could have just been what the 12 was doing for most of his hits. Some smoke there, middle of the corner. There's definitely going to be some things to look at on the incidents once we get there. Warren has definitely been better on his tires than I have. Kind of have to save the right front like you do the 87 car here with this. Just be really easy into the corner and wait a long time on the throttle. And don't force it on exit. Oh man, he is so much quicker on entry than I am. I have to slow it way down to get it to turn, and sometimes I still can't get it to the yellow line. We're in 7th now, so something else must have happened ahead of us. Warren, I think, caught the wall behind us. We got the 88, who's caught the wall a couple times, but hasn't been too hard of a hit. Well, that was a pretty hard hit, but didn't lose any momentum, thankfully, because we were going to be right behind him out of that corner. Not many laps left, so I don't know if we're going to make this pass. It's probably just going to give Warren the opportunity to get around us. But we'll try here. We might be able to pull him center of corner enough. I feel like I've got some decent turn out of the corner still, as long as I don't get on the throttle too early. We clear him. Puts us to P6 with top 5 just ahead of us. Is that within reach? I don't know. It's been a pretty fun race, though. I've enjoyed it. You're definitely quicker up here. Just running that bottom center corner and entry is just so much slower up top once the tires get worn down. Too bad this isn't for iRacing and SR. We might be gaining with this big of a strength of field.
Good job, man. You're fit. All
Clear the 10, we get to a top 5. Can we reach a top 4 with the 8 hitting the wall that hard? Probably not with just 2 to go, unless he really slows down out of the corner.
1, 3.
And we got to keep Warren behind us. We're there, but making this pass isn't going to be easy. We are on the white flag.
Stay low.
Just cuts off our entry so much, having to stay a little bit lower. Can we get it? Can we get it? Oh, we might. We did. You know what? That was a good race.
Good race, guys.
That was fun. Yeah, good race. That was fun.
There you go, man. Good job, driver.
That was probably my best ever unofficial ARCA race, aside from hosted events. That was fun. We kept Warren behind us, and we snuck a top 4. How about that? Let's go take a look at what the right front was.
3, 2.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. I did not think this was going to be a fun race. 87-89. That's actually, I'm really happy with that. 2% spread with how tight it was. I'm really happy with that. Oh yeah, you see Warren 85, so we were just a little bit better at the end than Warren, and then some of the other guys 78, 75 on that right front. So I'm happy with that. That was not bad. That was actually fun. I thought we'd just be wrecked and that would be it. But let's go take a look at the incidents. There were a lot. What did we start? Like 17th? End up getting 4th? With how tough it is to pass with these things? Yeah, we started 17th. Alright. Let's get the camera adjusted. Also, let me know how the cars sound when I was in car. It seems like it was really loud in the recording, so I don't know. I mean, they seem really loud right here. I know the trucks are really loud. In the car, but still tolerable, so I want to see how these are as well. Let's go to the 14 here, 3 wide with the 1. He comes down and 7's there. Just a little clip. And that gets the 14 loose and up into the wall hard. Hard enough to actually get damage, so you know it was a very hard hit. And that was the car we saw here when we got a door from the 13 trying to miss it. I was thinking I was giving enough room, but he was kind of loose off the wall and looked like the 14 was kind of turning back, so we make a little contact there, but no damage, of course. And then the 12's trying to miss it, and the 14 comes down, and 12, no damage. I mean, we passed the 12 at the end. He just came flying past us, so big hit there, but nothing. 64 up into the wall and gets a bumper from the 88 who had nowhere to go. The 1 car is blinking up into the wall. 12 car grabbing the wall on exit. I don't think he's trying to do that. I think that's just the car being tight and he's pushing it hard. And this is 44 on the outside of the 4, and the 4 is just plowing here. Just plowing up into him, and I mean the 44 had nowhere to go. See where the 4 car is, not giving any lane there after pushing up, and then 44 up into the wall and into the 4, and then he's down after hitting the 4, spins the 3, both of them up into the wall. That was the other wreck that we saw, and they're still sliding, but kind of all stayed up on the outside, so we could just pass them low. And it's just going to be wall hits from there on, I think. And the one blinking a bit and hitting the wall. I think that's why you saw extra smoke there. Maybe, I don't know. You might be doing that every lap as an advantage, which is frustrating. There's some net code there. 7 and 8 get together. This is when the track got under a cloud and it just got super dark. And this is the 13 and the 88 coming together. Some net code there. Big net code. I don't think they were actually going to hit, and then now they're just kind of bouncing off each other. Somebody had a big ping in here. 64 did. Mark. Not sure. He's the only Central Europe one, it looks like. But that didn't involve him, so I don't know. That's him right there, hitting the wall. Just out of the corner, car's tight. I think the one car's doing that every lap. I think that's... Is he up in the lead? He's in third. That could have been what the top three were doing. Just bouncing off the wall and gunning it. Because you don't lose any time and you actually gain time. 9-car wall riding, that's expected out of him. No reason for him to slow down, and he's not at all. Let's just watch a couple laps of his ultimate driving style. Oh, he finally broke the car. Finally broke the car there. So, start hitting it too hard, I guess. There will be consequences, but not many are going to hit it as hard as him trying to game the system. This is Warren up behind me. He just gets big tight there. That happened to us 1 or 2 times. Car's just so tight. Why does my nameplate look so much darker? Oh, you know what? It's not supposed to be painted. That's a mistake on my paint file. Let's take a look at my paint as well. I looked at it, and it was the same color as my paint scheme, so I painted it black because that's what it looked like in the view, but it's actually part of the windshield. It's supposed to be clear, so I need to go back and erase that. But here's the car. I think it looks pretty good. I did it kind of simple. And you see those ARCA cars have all those little sponsor stickers all over it, so I tried to do that. Do some local stuff around here, which is pretty cool, I think. I think it looks good. It'd be nice if there wasn't a cloud and you could actually see it a little bit better, but I don't know, I like it. My original idea was to remake a Gen 6 paint scheme that I raced in NIS, but I went back and looked at those and they were just really ugly solid black with like one white stripe at the very bottom. So I decided, maybe let's not do that. There's gonna be a lot of just solid black cars, I'm sure. But yeah, that was a fun race actually. I enjoyed that a lot, and I'm looking forward to a season of this. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be tighter setups, I imagine. There's probably going to be some wall issues and some damage issues, especially starting off this first season. We'll see if they do a patch or not. But maybe the really easy to stack up 2Xs with the wall hits will deter some of that once we get to official racing, but who knows. But I enjoyed racing this. I enjoyed the car. It's going to be fun to learn something new for oval. We don't get that super often. It seems like, especially with a series this big, anyway. But of course, I guess we just got the mini stocks, so that was a new thing. But yeah, looking forward to official racing next season. It's going to be interesting. Thanks for watching.